Okay. I'm one of my favorite students of all time, Honor Stratton. How are you?
I'm great, Ryan. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to talk to you. Always excited to check in and see how things are going, obviously, with your progress. Working with students and living the dream with yoga and Ayurveda. It's just been an incredible journey watching you as you go through the course, and it's just for a lot of the students that we work with, it's such a journey, it's
Yeah.
such a big journey. Um, with that said, like what gave you the kind of the intuition? What was it about the yoga mastermind that made you want to join?
Um, it was funny, because you popped up onto my screen in Facebook, and I really hadn't been looking for anything.
Yeah.
But I did know that the way that my business is working at that time, it was not sustainable. But I carried on, I was carrying on. And so I watched the webinar, and it just touched a chord. When I booked a call with you
Yeah.
guys, yeah, it just, I felt it. I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. This is exactly where I want to go. And it just really resonated with me.
Where were you? Like, just give us an understanding. Where were you when you saw the webinar? Like, where, like your offerings and kind of where you were in your yoga business at that point?
Well, I'm in New Zealand, and I live in a really small sort of a town just on the coast. It's very, very small, and I run yoga. Well, I have a very small studio, so I run classes, but because my studio is so small, I have to run quite a lot of classes in order to make a decent living out of it.
Sure.
So, I love my students. I love what I do. I also offer consultations. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, but I was just busy, super, super busy. Yeah.
And you're a mom. You're a mom as well.
I'm a mum. Yeah, I've got two kids, and life was just full, really full. So I was doing what I loved, but my life was just packed to the
Yeah.
rafters. I'm not getting, not really being paid very well for it.
I talk about this often, but I had no idea the responsibilities that women have, especially when they're moms and wives, and business owners, and then trying to take care of their students, and then all the responsibilities that come with being an adult and being a mom. So I often think that women are actually stronger than men because it's not addressed. It's not honored how much women really, the responsibilities that they have. And it's one of the reasons why, in my mind, I had to find a sustainable model, not just for myself, but truly for people so they could have some balance in life. It's all about
Yeah.
freedom. It's
Yeah,
all about freedom.
totally. And I think you're exactly right. It's the balance to feel like you can do what you love. And if, as a mother and as a business owner, that balance is sometimes very hard to get right.
There are definitely times, and we try to be very honest with people, that you are going to be challenged in a ton of ways, many that you didn't even expect, because there's just something about sharing your voice with the world, and putting yourself out there in a very big way that challenges people. What was some of the biggest challenges for you during the Yoga Mastermind coaching program?
So yeah, there was many challenges, but I loved what you said about you being the parent, because I feel like I found siblings in the course. You
Oh,
know, I've met people in your program that I still catch up with every week, and they're like my brothers and sisters now. My chosen brothers and sisters, which that's so powerful. I mean, that's so powerful. So the challenges, I think it was hard work. It was hard work for me to learn the tech side of things.
yeah,
And I'm not untech savvy, but there was a lot of new stuff to get my head around.
sure.
And getting really clear on what I wanted, because I don't think I was really clear on what I wanted. But in that time, I got really clear on what I wanted, and there were challenges within that. I found the mindset work was just phenomenal. That was the game changer for me.
Well, and listen, Honor, you have to give yourself credit because you worked with us before we had a tech coach. You know, we have a technology coach now. That's you know that we have weekly tech calls that to honor basically what it is in the program and all the different technology involved.
Mm.
But you're right. I mean, the mindset is what makes everything possible, and it's one of the reasons why I've things that have helped me along the way. I've put into my signature program. You know, the Sedona method was the technique that helped me, that really saved my life along with yoga and just helped me let go and begin to accomplish the things that I wanted in life. And so in the same way that I teach all of you, take the things that healed you in your life and put that into your signature program, because it's often you're working with who you used to be. So it's almost like, oh, I'm working with this younger version of myself. And another reason why it's so beneficial when you see that person come alive and really start to turn their life around. Tell me, what
Yeah,
is it?
in some
Go ahead. Go
in such
ahead.
amount of time compared to how we had to do it, right?
Right.
Because my lessons I learned over 15, 20 years, and being able to condense that down into a 14-week program and see those shifts. I mean, that's just, I didn't have that when I was teaching yoga or doing my one-on-one consultations where, you know, you'd see someone a couple of times and then they're off.
Yeah.
That transformation is just like, wow.
Well, because people need, first off, you answered my question because I was going to be like, what's it like working with people in this deeper way now? Where are you now? Like, how long you've been offering your signature program? How many students have you had at this point?
Well, so I actually came out of the program last year, and at the same time as I started the program, my brother got sick, as you
Yeah.
know, and towards the, I think I think I had 5 students when I was in the program, and then my brother passed away, and I just took time out. I took 6 months off. I saw my clients through, and then I just needed to grieve.
Yeah.
So I paused, and then I started again in March this year, and I've got 14 students.
Honor, the amazing thing is that, you know, some people would get so frustrated. And I'm sure there was a part of you that was frustrated when you know, had to step away, that you weren't working on your signature program or maybe even judging yourself. But you have to honor what you have to go through. And it's often that growth that helps us become better teachers for our students. And all the pains in my life, in some ways, I feel like were there to help me be a better teacher for the students that I have in this course.
Yeah, and I think as yoga teachers, we understand and we want to live our lives from a place of ahimsa, from a place of non-violence and universal compassion for other people. And we need to show that mercy to ourselves,
Yeah.
because we're just the hardest on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. It was hard to step away and go, oh, I'm a failure there. I can't do my business. But turning that around and telling myself, I care for you, allows that to then extend out into our students and be even greater carers and even more compassionate and even more understanding and loving to our clients. And I have amazing clients. I mean, they are my perfect clients. I just love working with them. It's phenomenal.
Do you really believe that it's because of the process in relation to, you know, in the mastermind, you get clear on your vision, you get clear on your niche, what it is that you really love to teach, you get clear on who you want to serve, you know, you get crystal clear on who that person is. And then all of your marketing, I mean, once you get clear on your perfect client, the next step is, okay, my signature program is going to speak to the heart of what's going on for my perfect client. Do you feel like that groundwork, that foundational work is why you've been able to attract your perfect clients?
I don't believe I would be where I am now if I'd not done the program. I don't see how I could have got here. Yeah, no doubt. no doubt the program is the reason why I'm here. And, you know, I had hesitations. I was concerned. Should I spend this amount of money? Am I worth it? Is it going to get me anywhere? You know, all of those questions. And then I look back and I think, whoa, well done, Anna. Good one. Because my life has changed in, you know, so many ways for the better.
Sorry, I get so excited. It's hard for me to listen sometimes. I wasn't asking for a vote for the yoga mastermind, but I just.
Oh, no, and I'm not giving you necessarily a vote. I'm just so freaking grateful.
Oh, so you don't recommend us? Okay, got it. No, I just wanted to, because the thing is, whether somebody works with us or not, you know, like our belief is that yoga is going to heal this planet, and if that's going to happen, in order for that to happen, yoga teachers are really going to have to step up and share their truth. They're going to have to speak their voice. They're going to have to be vulnerable. They're going to have to be courageous. They're going to have to learn to leverage their voice, you know, online. And that's what we're here to support. And that's a great thing about the webinar funnel, is because not everybody becomes a client, but a lot of people truly get benefits from our webinars. I mean, I get literally testimonials all of the time from people that are just thankful that we gave so much great information just on a free webinar.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good point, Ryan, because I get emails too from people saying, wow, I just love that masterclass. And sometimes they might book a call and sometimes they don't book a call with me. But just to know that that's so cool. My little threads are out there helping people in different ways, even though I'm not working with them one-to-one. And that's, you know, I couldn't have reached people a year ago or whenever before I did the program in that way. It's so cool. It's amazing, right?
Oh, it's amazing that literally someone could go from not knowing you, clicking on your ad, and within, you know, if they watch the webinar right away, which, you know, half people do, or, you know, 3/4 people do, if they watch that webinar and they book a call with you, typically they'll become a client within 24 to 48 hours after that webinar. So somebody went from not knowing you at all to hearing your webinar and be like, oh my God, this woman gets me. I want to hear what else she has to say, to booking a breakthrough session with you and becoming a client. In the way that I put it, like, I think it's really a good example for teachers, because they sometimes think, like, they think of the webinar and they think of all maybe the technology involved, and it becomes overwhelming. And it's like, listen, let's think about, there is technology, of course, involved, but let's look at the webinar in essence being like a group class. And at the end of your group class, let's say you've got a workshop coming up in a week and you want to tell them about that workshop. It's like, when's the best time to tell somebody about a workshop? At the beginning of a group class or at the end? The end, because they're at the height of their enjoyment with you. You know, that's where they feel the deepest connection to you. That's like your webinar. Your webinar is like you teaching group classes every 15 minutes all over the world, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and just giving people an invitation to go one step further. And that's book a breakthrough session with you, to talk with you. And some people might be intimidated by that, but I mean, wouldn't you agree? Like, isn't that just the responsible thing to do, is talk to somebody before you enroll them into this like really in-depth program? Don't you want to make sure they're a good fit and you gel with them? You're going to enjoy working with them before ever bringing them on as a client.
Yeah. And certainly I think the way that you work with people, you work on such a close level with people. For me, I don't really want to work with people who I don't gel with.
Yeah.
That puts me into a space of contraction and sort of that icky feeling. I want to work with people who open me up and who I totally gel with and who I have a heart connection with.
And that's hard. That's hard for people, because they often, and I'll be the same. I have wanted to be a people pleaser. And also people's approval was very important to me to a large degree. So if somebody didn't want to work with me, then I kind of took that personally. But as I've gotten older, I realized, hold up, this person I feel more of a flow state around. This is a person that I feel more connected to. So I realized that my perfect client gives me energy. People who are not my perfect client take energy from me. Now, there's nothing wrong with these people. And if you get somebody who's not your perfect client from time to time, it doesn't mean you just, kick them out of your program, but it's just simply saying you're not meant to be everyone's teacher. And so honor those that you feel more connected to, because if there's more passion working with that person, it's going to come through. The results are going to be better. Versus like how many times when we try to push ourselves to do something, the results are often not as good as when we simply feel more open and expansive with that individual. So what if we talked about the challenges that you went through in the program? What's your greatest memory so far?
Sorry,
what's your greatest memory at this
my
point?
greatest memory? Oh wow. Probably signing up my first client.
I still remember that. I still remember that.
That was really cool. I don't know, Ryan, it's hard to say. I feel like it was, when you went to your first yoga class and you it's quite challenging and you don't know what to expect. And for me, the program in a way was like a yoga class. And I went and I wasn't really sure what to expect. And it was all quite tricky and I really didn't know. And then by the end, even though I still had work to do, there was this feeling of, I get it. This feels really good. And almost nothing else matters because I've got this. I know this. You know that feeling, and you're just feeling totally supported, and everything's fine. And I'm like, yeah, this is how it's going to be now. And I don't know, that for me, I think that was a big moment.
Do you thank you. Do you resonate with the Pema Chodron quote, if you're waiting for the perfect time to teach, it will never come? Do you see how it's really applicable, especially through the program, that you just have to keep moving forward at times?
Well, it's like that jump, you come to the edge of the cliff. That's what you used to tell us. You come to the edge of the cliff, and are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to jump?
Yeah, and that's what we often find on these breakthrough sessions with people, is that they're often coming to a why, where they're either going to follow you, they're going to take this leap of faith, and there has to be a leap. There has to be some risk involved. Everything can't be laid out in front of you. You know what I mean? Like that's why it makes it so much more rewarding. When I find people like looking for 100% of the facts, it's like that's going to take away from your ability as an entrepreneur to make, to be decisive and take risks. I'm getting a little off the point here, but you usually come to a why on the breakthrough session, where someone's either going to follow you and take this leap of faith, or they're going to continue on the same road they were on. And sometimes there's a lot of fear that comes up for people. I mean, you were talking about it, it came up for you when you made that decision.
I listened to an amazing interview with Elizabeth Gilbert, who's the author of Eat, Pray, Love. Yeah. She talks about jumping into the bonfire. And you're either going to jump into the bonfire and it's not going to be so hot and you're not going to be burnt and it's quite soft and warm and cuddly. Or it's going to bloody hurt, it's going to be agony, but you are going to rise like a phoenix out of that bonfire. And that's how diving into something like this, or when you're taking your perfect client on, that's how it feels.
Wow. Well, I can't beat that example. That's well said.
It was a pretty good one. It's not mine. It was just she's.
No, Elizabeth Gilbert is. She's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to go to Bali and check that place out.
Right.
Right. Definitely. But listen, Honor, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Again, it's one of my very top memories to see you grow through this program. And I've seen you have to go through heartache. But, I say it often, is that I actually am almost grateful sometimes when I see you go through your heartaches, because I know when you rise above it, I mean, it literally makes me want to cry, because I'm seeing you grow. I'm seeing you grow. And you've grown a lot. And thank you for all your effort and just, again, for your time today. I appreciate it.
And Ryan, thank you. Thank you so much for talking, and thank you so much for, yeah, just everything over the last year and a half. It's been phenomenal. Thank you.
Much love. Thank
You
you.
too.